Cancer. Hello, Cancer. This is your Cancer reading for post-Lionsgate. I know, we're into August. You guys, seriously, I'm glad that the July readings actually went up through and to the end of the Lionsgate portal, which is actually not till the 12th. It's the 9th right now of August as I'm doing this because, man, so first of all, Cancer, interesting for you guys. And this is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, whoever is being pulled to watch this. 13th system or 12, it doesn't matter if you resonate with Cancer. But we were traveling and moving our college kid back to school. And I had every intention to get some readings done. And mid this last week, and I sat down and got 36 minutes into a Cancer reading, and my computer just froze. Nothing I can do. As cards flying all over the place. And so I had to turn my computer off to get it to reset. And of course, when I turned it back on, it was lost. The video was lost. So, and then on our way home, then I got, I just have been knocked on my ass by the Lionsgate, I'll be honest with you. I have just been knocked on my ass. Huge digestive healing. I don't know if anybody else resonates with that, but anyway, Cancer. What I'm going to do, the first thing I want to do is pull an overall energy card, which is a little different. We're going to start with this deck, but I'm going to pull an overall energy card that's been working really well with the other signs. Let me try to find a good angle. You're getting me in the raw tonight. It's I just finally got my kids to bed and I got no makeup on and I just don't care, you guys. I just don't care. Not that I don't want to look nice for you, but I realized you're probably waiting on this. So I know I got Pisces. I got Pisces and Leo people waiting. So I will get these done. I will by the time the Lionsgate closes, which is the 12th. The portal closes on the 12th. So I will get these done. So anyway, we are going to get an overall energy card, please, for Cancer for August, for post Lionsgate into September. That's what I want. That's what we want. I couldn't even tell you what was in the other reading, you guys. How's that for an overall energy card? The real you. I apologize if it's backwards. I can never remember if it is or not. Anyway, or if that's backwards just on Facebook Lives. But the real you. And look at that red. Look at that. Just really, really red. Like that's unmistakably red. With some pink, like the third eye is like, looks like a rose almost. Blossoming. And so you guys, you are really coming into kind of next level you. Okay. You're going to be doing a lot of this. Red is normally that would come through to me as root healing, but it's more coming as like, because this is the Magdalene deck, you know, red was their color of royalty. Red, it's why she is always depicted in red capes. And so that's coming to me as royalty, as sovereignty, as king and queen. And so you are really going to be stepping into and owning your own power and your own kingness and queenness. Okay. So that's your overall energy. I'm going to set that over here. All right. So we're going to switch it up a little bit and move to, I'm going to go back to that deck. But for now, we're going to get our grid going, our story grid going with the Fairy Forest, which is one of my faves. Both of these are a couple of my favorite decks. All right, Cancer. Cancer, post Lionsgate. Let's get some good energy going. So early, mid, late for this time frame that we're looking at. And I keep getting through September 15th, you guys. So it's going to be hard to keep doing. It's going to be hard to do. And, you know, of course, if things were actually set up in the 13 Zodiac system, dates would be very different anyway. And so I feel like it's going to be hard to do monthly. It's really going to be time periods or monthly-ish, right? So this is going to be basically August 12th, 13th, through up till September 15th for a lot of you. All right, so let's get the grid going. Early, mid, late for Cancer in their highest good, please. That is a great overall energy card. Seriously. Yeah, I knew they were upside down. All of them are upside down just because mine was holding the deck upside down. We don't care. We're not gonna, I don't read reverse. The message comes through. So first one, 15 breaks down to 6. The Wizard, Rune King, Wise One, Counselor. So you are realizing very soon here, if not already, Cancer, you are realizing how wise you are and how you have instantaneous access to all of that wisdom. Okay. It's not as much of a mystery to you anymore. You are really, because the Wizard, it always comes through as kind of Merlin-ish, right? Even though he looks really, really ancient, like Merlin, the idea of Merlin is very ancient as well. And he almost comes through as like the first Merlin to me. And so this is very ancient energy and ancient wisdom, okay, that you are tapping into. And 6 is a great, 6 people, a lot of people are afraid of 6. Don't let anybody make you afraid of 6. 6s every number is beautiful. Every number has positive messages. What 6 comes through as is family, building family. And for you guys, it comes through as definitely soul family. I feel like a lot of you are shedding a lot of biological family right now. And that's in the cards, you guys. That's literally, see what I did there? That is just something we're all doing. We chose our biological families to be, to help us heal things for the most part. And I'm not saying you're going to shed them all, right? But we are shedding a lot of them. A lot of them just do not serve us. We don't need them in our lives. They have their own path, okay? And trying to force staying in each other's lives is just going to be detrimental to both of you. And so as you make more room, right, as you get rid of all this baggage and trauma from all these biological family members, you're going to allow more soul family to come in. And so 6 is family, 6 is home and hearth, right? And it's also death of the old. And so death of what is no longer serving you, which makes sense as you shed the death. So you are going to really have clarity. This ancient first Merlin is coming through with clarity for you about who you're ready to let go of. Okay. And we're going to get more clarification on that. So mid time frame, which could be end of August-ish, or right around there. 23, which breaks down to 5. Freyr, which I do believe is the male counterpart to Freya, who is the farrier of souls. She's like the patron goddess for young lovers. She's the patron goddess for cats, right? I forget what else. I'm probably forgetting the most important, but they're Norse, right? And so, but this is Freyr the king, very divine masculine energy coming through. I love that you have 2 very divine masculine energies, Cancer. You're really coming into a place where you're going to start asserting yourself. You're going to start acting on all of these things that have been in creation mode in your energy. You're going to really be bringing them into reality. You're going to be starting to build the new world versus just having all these ideas, right? We can have idea after idea after idea. That is divine feminine energy, that conception, creation energy. But if we never tap into the masculine and do something with it, then what's the point, right? And so you're coming into a very beautiful masculine period. Where the point is to balance, but I really think that we're just going to be kind of like, okay, now I'm going to be in my more feminine, and we will have times where we want to be balanced, but we're still learning how to do that. And you are, and we tend to, what happens is I feel a lot of you, Cancer, maybe have lived a lot of your lives in a very feminine, just ignore. If you can hear background talking, it's my 10-year-old. He talks himself to sleep. But we tend to kind of go the other extreme for a little while we're feeling out where we're supposed to be. And so if you've lived a lot if you're very feminine, and this is not all of you, obviously, but if some of you resonate with this, I think a lot of you who are going to watch this will resonate with this, is you have lived mainly in a very kind of submissive feminine energy. Now is your time to really tap into the masculine and the wizard in you and the king. I mean, this is 2 amazing energies. And he, the sub messages for Freyr, and I apologize, I am purging, which is another reason why I don't have any makeup on. And I have a very watery eye. and it just doesn't stop. And so I'm trying to be very gentle with it. And, I'm doing lots of holistic stuff. So I don't need any tips. I promise I'm doing everything. But it says abundance, peace, contentment. And I love that. So you're shedding, you're going to be welcoming in and opening up to more soul family. And then in the end of August-ish, like toward the last week of August, right around there, you will be experiencing, because you took action here, right? And you're going to know. Like I always tell people, and I try to tell myself, because I forget, and I get curled in on that victim mode too, is, if you didn't, let's say you need to have a conversation with somebody, right? About the relationship, whatever it is, family, friend, coworker, and you know that you need to cut them loose. Okay, that's kind of a harsh term, but you know what I mean. And if you beat yourself up every day for not having that conversation that day, you're just going to stay in that kind of space. Okay. So know that every night when you go to bed, and if you haven't had that conversation, it wasn't time yet. Okay. Neither one of you was ready. Okay. We both have to be kind of ready when you have a contract. Both of you have to be ready to be done with that contract. Okay. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So anyway, you're coming into a huge period of abundance, peace, contentment. 5 comes through as big change. I think big change in the fact that you're going to be seeing more abundance, peace, and contentment than ever before, but we're going to get more clarification on that. All right. So your end of this period, beginning of September and all the way possibly, I'm just going to let that happen. Possibly up to the 15th. Number 40. I kind of love that you got 654. There might be a meaning there. I'll figure that out. I'll let it come to me. I mean, Queen of the Darkwood Elves. You got a king and a queen. Premonition, foreshadowing, mystery. So you are going to be really engaging your divine masculine, acting and taking that creation from here and from your sacral. You can't see me, but I'm gesturing toward my sacral. And you're going to be manifesting it into reality. And then you're going to really cultivate that heart space again to bring balance to that, okay? Because you don't want to get too much in action and kind of forget what you're creating, right? You don't want to completely move away from, we're always creating, and you don't want to disconnect from that ever. You want to always be in touch with that creation space, okay? But look at that. Like, look at this. Like, this to me is like, okay, so you've acted, you've actually manifested something, abundance in some way, but you've manifested something that you've been working on creating. And now look, you go back into creation mode. Look at this. Look, it's like a mind child, right? It's like, we think of our projects as our children, right? And we're birthing these amazing projects. We're birthing these amazing gifts and abilities, right? Every time we up level. Well, you are going to be going heavily back into, but look, it's going to be like, I want you to notice, does she look like she's going through a dark night of the soul or, a low energy? You are really going to be owning this. And that creation is it's just going to be channeled to you now. Okay. During this period, and something big is coming through for you, something really big and solid. Like that almost looks like, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but to me, what's coming through is that looks like bone, which could be morbid, but really what's coming is that it's a very solid, kind of indestructible idea that's coming through. You're going to be channeling something really, really important, after you have come to this place of abundance, after you've shed some people and allowed soul family to come in. Okay, you're going to really be cultivating that feminine again. And again, she doesn't look burdened by that at all. Remember that. You're going to be owning that. Okay, it gets easier and easier every time. Okay, so we're going to get some clarification for each of these. Let's start filling in our grid and get our story to unfold. And so let's get a clarification on the wizard, please. The next step for Cancer in their highest good. What's funny is I realized that the way I was shuffling, I was never changing the bottom cards. I was like shuffling, and then I'd always put it back in the back, and I'd shuffle again, and I always put it back in the back, and I shuffle again, and I was, and look, it's still the same. So I had to be more aware of what I was doing. And sometimes these decks are like, I cannot shuffle this deck this way. It's way too wide. So I got to go the tall way, and that makes it challenging. All right, clarification on the wizard for Cancer, please. In their highest good. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Okay, 23, which is another 5. You got 2 5s. Fairy godmother, revelation, discovery, epiphany. So this definitely follows along with this ancient wisdom, this ancient clarity. This, you're going to feel kind of this connection to some ancient energy. I don't feel like for most of you it is an energy in the form of a physical mentor. What I'm feeling is you tapping into your ancient wisdom. Okay, you improving, building upon, deepening, strengthening, expanding your own intuition. And these messages are coming through. And then what's going to happen is, yeah, I love that it's Merlin and the fairy godmother. So that's what's going to bring. So just clarity is what's coming through. I mean, he's bringing it through. He's allowing, because of the shedding, because he's going to bring through messages of you are done with this person. Okay. And it's going to happen exactly when it needs to happen. And then you're going to get this incredible clarity and revelation and discovery. Epiphany literally is on this card. You're going to have an epiphany about, I feel like more than one. I feel like you're going to have almost a series of, for some of you, you're going to have 2 or 3 epiphanies like right in a row. And these are, yes, they're aha moments, but they're aha, like I've had aha moments that are like, oh, wow, that's a realization. And it doesn't really change the way I live. It doesn't really change the way but it still raises my vibration, right? Because it's like, oh my God, I never thought of it that way. That's cool. Something clicks into place, right, in my energy, and I can keep moving forward. But it doesn't really change anything in the physical. And I do feel like that this is going to change. Like this is going to be a change, like 2 or 3 in a row, big changes in your life. And it's going to be you doing it. Okay. You're going to be because fairy godmother, let's get a handle on this here. Because the fairy godmother coming through. Okay. I do feel like you might be, because it's a masculine and then a feminine, and we were kind of focused on that, and it's 6 and 5. I do feel like you're going to, it's going to take you a bit to kind of really tune into this, and that's okay. You're going to be kind of turning inward. You're going to be wanting to break out and then kind of turning inward again, and then wanting to break out and bring this to fruition. And then you're going to want to turn inward again and kind of fold yourself into that divine feminine again. But the guides, like I love this because yes, this is your intuition, but it's also an ancient, it's the first Merlin. That's what's coming through. And then you have this fairy godmother, like 2 very, very powerful guides, keeping you on track, making sure you have the conversations that need to be had when they need to be had. Okay. If you're going to bed, every night and you're beating yourself up for not having that conversation, then that's just spinning your wheels. That is keeping you on a hamster wheel, and you'll never have that conversation. Let it go and know that you're going to know. Okay. And even though it may not be really easy or comfortable, you're going to get to the point where you won't be able to not have that conversation anymore. You won't be able to hold it in anymore. Okay. So we'll get more on that because I feel like we're still kind of missing. Yeah. I'm going to get that 3rd card on the next row here, and then it'll flow better. But that's what's coming through, is that you're kind of going to be flip-flopping a little bit. And that's the process, you guys. When you've been so much, and I feel like especially lately, you've been so much inside. That is feminine energy, the introspective, the introverted, the healing, the deep, deep healing is a very feminine energy. Okay. When we take something that we've created and act on it, or when we actually have that conversation, right? That's masculine energy. And so because you've been so much in the feminine, it's just going to take a bit of flip-flopping to get to kind of get used to that feeling of the masculine. Masculine is confidence, strength, action, right? It can be kind of an overwhelming feeling when you've been so used to kind of the more, and I hate to say it, but it has felt like more passive energy, right? It's more, because it's more internal, the feminine, okay? It's more of an internal energy. And I'm not talking about, what you're bringing as a woman. I'm talking about your feminine and masculine within, okay? So let's get let's keep going. I want to get a clarification for Freyr here, for our beautiful king. Let's keep going with that. And this is going to be the anchor. This is going to be the anchor card. Nope. Okay. They're like, you're not done shuffling. This is going to be the anchor for the whole grid. This is the center card coming out right now. If you can imagine a 9-card grid. And I do 1, 2, 3, and then I do 1, 2, 3, and then I do 1, 2, 3. And so this one is right in the middle. Yeah, I didn't put that overall energy card as part of the grid. Let me get a clarification. Let's get an anchor card for this whole reading, please. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, no. Okay. It's this one. They were telling me that's not it. So number 16. Is it really? That's cool. Okay. So you're going from Freyr. Sorry, my eye. Goodness, you guys. This is really fun. Lionsgate. It'll be fun. It'll be amazing expansion and growth. Let's do it. Let's hold hands and jump. Okay, so you've got this beautiful king, Freyr. Abundance, peace, contentment, big change, right? That's 5. 16, soul kin, recognition, family, kinship. Number 7, you have got just a big energy of soul family coming in right now. This is your anchor card. And I pulled this, and as I'm pulling it, I'm hearing your guides go, no, that's not going to be the one. You want the one at the bottom of the deck. And this is the one at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So you are really going to be bringing in soul family. It's huge. This is your anchor. This is your anchor. So I want to keep going only because I know we're going to clarify that more with the 3rd row. But I'm going to get this top middle card. Okay, so we're going to clarify the Queen of the Darkwood Elves. Oop. Nah. Are you going to come back out? All right. I didn't take it because I don't typically take flippers. But if that comes out again, that'll be cool. Okay. So let's see what will come after this. Yeah, this kind of a second, well, not second necessarily, but your next big creation phase. Okay. After you've done a lot of house cleaning, masculine action, confidence, strength, courage, you will have made, will have brought about big change in your life by the things that you're going to act upon. Okay. And so that's when typically we go back in. Okay, what else? Next level. We start with the creation phase. And I love to notice how she's got butterfly wings. So you're not going back into the cocoon. You're just tapping into the next thing that you're going to be channeling through. Okay, it's not another, like I said, it's not a dark night of the soul. It's not another cocooning. Not yet, anyway. I know we go through a lot of them, but you're going to keep your wings this time. And look at this. Look at this. Soul kin too. They're all little butterflies and little baby. Look at that precious little baby is a butterfly. So you got a lot of butterflies coming through too, which I love. A lot of you're just really finding yourself. And remember, your overall energy is the real you, Cancer. You got this. Okay, let's get the next card in the story, please. Clarifying the Queen of the Darkwood Elves. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Elf Queen. How many kings and queens do you need, Cancer? Hog. All right. Look at that. Queen of the Darkwood Elves, followed by the Elf Queen. And we've got a 4, followed by a 4. Holy shit. Woo! Oh, my gosh. Okay, 2 4s in a row. And look at this. Introverted burden responsibility. More deep healing. And I want you to notice, like, look at this. So she's kind of got this crown. It doesn't seem heavy, but if you look at her expression, it feels heavy to her. And so you're going to be healing something that has been a burden on you most of your life. I feel like for a lot of you, it's childhood trauma coming through, and you're going to finally be healing this. And so you are going into a more, you're going to be channeling more creation, right? You're going to be channeling more of what you're doing here, your mission. You're going to be gaining more clarity because of all this masculine, all this action, all this confidence you're going to have once the Lion's Gate spits you out, okay? You're going to come out running. You're going to come out the gate running and sprinting. And so, and it's natural, we have to balance it, right? It's natural to go back into the feminine after that. And you are going to be healing something big that has been, so burden responsibility. I love that because that was already kind of coming through is these maybe people, jobs, anything that you have felt responsible for is a burden on your energy. It's heavy. It's heavy like this crown feels to her. And so I want you to even see, like, it's so heavy, like her eyes are, you know how when you're just, you feel this weight, you're just tired. And look how her eyes are like 3/4 closed, okay? Because that crown feels so heavy to her. But notice how it's not. It actually looks very light. And so remember that when you feel this burden kind of come up, this responsibility come up, you're like, oh, I've been carrying this around for so long. I don't know if I can ever let it go. It's so heavy. Remember, it's not as heavy as you think. Okay. Even do a visualization maybe of, okay, you feel this really big, heavy crown. And then imagine, and then ask your guide, say, well, show me what it really is. And you might be surprised how that lightens up. And then you can just take it off. And you can give it to a guide. You can put it on the ground, let Gaia take it. You can put it in a fire. You can put it in the violet flame, whatever comes to you. Okay, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, because this is a time where you need to be trusting your own intuition and trusting what comes through your own imagination and visualizations. Okay, but just know that something big is coming through to heal. And 2 4s, 4 comes through to me always as building. You have shed so much, and you have allowed foundations that you have stood upon your whole life and many lives, many lifetimes. You've allowed them to crumble away now. You have allowed yourself to not crumble away with it. And now you're building new foundations. That's what 4 comes through to me as is finding your feet again. Okay, if that makes sense. It's like creating the new. Well, it's like trusting. So it's partly trusting, that whole thing about trust every step and know that the path will come up to meet you, right? At every step you take, even if you can't see the cobblestone, as you step, it's going to come up. It's going to come up. It's going to be there. So it's trusting that, but also cultivating the path that you want versus the path that you've been on maybe, or the path that you used to think you were on, right? This negative path. Okay. There's no more, you guys, there's no more AI controlled prison matrix reality timeline. It's gone. It's gone. It fell away weeks ago. And I was talking about this over, I think, almost 2 months ago. And everybody's talking about it. Okay. And I love that and I'm not bragging at all. What I'm trying to say is I love that when I channel something and I share it, when then I'm watching people that I like and trust and support on YouTube or wherever, Facebook, and they are saying the same things. I love that confirmation, because that's a true message, right? That's real guidance. So, okay, let's keep going. We're going to get that 3rd row, and we're going to go back to the Magdalene deck, and we're going to get a clarification on this wizard and fairy godmother. Please give us, let's fill in that hole. I'm going to move these over a little bit because there's not enough room. Let's fill in that hole. Move my light away so we can get our story. Fill in the gaps. So give me a clarification, please, on this 1st row, which is going to be early, which is going to be the first week, week and a half, 2 weeks after the portal closes. Okay, beginning the 12th. Oh my goodness, where did that go? Oh my goodness, that went away. I'm going to leave that under there. I don't think that wants to be part of this. My goodness. It is way under there, you guys. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. That one like jumped for its life. Okay. I'll get it maybe before the reading and we'll look at it. But heart and soul. Oh, I love it. It's very similar to, like, in color to your overall energy. So this is coming in after the 6-5, the wizard, the ancient wisdom, the 1st Merlin, going into the fairy godmother, another powerful guide, or more powerful ancient guidance coming through. Okay. Bringing you clarity, revelation, wisdom on what you need to do in your life. Okay. You've been in creation mode. Now is the time to start tapping into this masculine. Okay. And you're really going to come into that when you get here. But so we get to the fairy godmother after the wizard, and then heart and soul. And so the important thing here is to cultivate the masculine, bring the masculine energy forth through your heart. Okay. That is so important. And I love how this is very feminine. because even when we are dominant in one or the other one is still there, kind of, simmering under the surface, because ultimately they're always connected. We can never completely separate the two, okay? Because they are two halves of a whole. We are all masculine and feminine. And when we reach that point where we are rejoining source, you guys, we are going to be neither masculine nor feminine. We're going to be the perfect balance, okay? But this is just a reminder. And it's going to happen. I don't want you to worry about this. You don't have to take notes. This is what's coming for you. I know you can't see it when I do that. I talk with my hands. I apologize. This is what's coming for you, is this beautiful, beautiful heart-centered soul connection, divine feminine energy that is going to allow you, so that energy is going to support you in your new in bringing forward that masculine energy to act on all these things that you've been creating and that you've been healing. Okay. So that's filling in that. So let's fill in that next gap after this beautiful King Freyr and the Soul Kin card. Remember that one with all the family, the soul family, the little baby butterfly. And there's actually 3 little kids, butterflies. They're so cute. And then a mother and then a grandmother. And so it's very divine feminine. You're getting like the masculine and the feminine, the masculine and the feminine. You've got 2 feminines in a row here. And so that's pretty cool. But this is really supporting what's coming through, is this king energy, okay? This sovereign energy in a very confident and strong way, okay? Which is going to aid you in moving to the next level, okay? This is what you're doing the next 4 to 6 weeks, okay? You're shedding anything that is not serving the real you, okay? So let's get a clarification on the Freyr and Soulkin on this middle row here, which is going to be the end. It'll be, the middle. Well, it'll be, let's see. Yeah, like the last week and a half of August into September-ish, right? Remember that. It's wherever you're at. Don't try to force the square peg into the round hole, okay? So let's just fill in that gap right there. Yeah. The resurrection. I need to contemplate this for a minute. Not what I expected at all. Okay, so, but it makes sense. You are going to feel like, this is why I think I was saying you're not going to be cocooning. Even when this could feel like it's going to be a deep healing, but I'm not getting you going hermiting, right? Because I feel like acting on this, you've been creating so much, Cancer. You've been creating so much and really intentionally healing. I'm so proud of you. I can feel that you've been really working hard, okay? And just really if you've set no intention but to find you, that's the most important thing that you're doing right now, okay? If you've had no energy to really help anybody else, or if somebody has reached out to you and you've had to turn them away, don't beat yourself up about that. When we are really healing ourselves, that's our only job. You could say no to everybody as long as you are doing the work yourself, okay, and evolving yourself. It's not necessarily everybody's job to, in the physical reality, then turn around and help other people. It's not. A lot of us are just here to live by example and to keep going on that path. Now, chances are you will end up in some way. Not everybody's going to be a life coach. Not everybody's going to be a Reiki master. Everybody's coming with their own unique thing. And so I really do feel like this is a huge breakthrough. And again, this is coming in right after the anchor of your whole story grid, okay? This is the center. This is what everything else emanates from, is this bringing in soul family. And that is going to bring forth for you a rebirth, okay? You are going to feel like you have been completely reborn. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Sorry, my eye is just kind of a distraction. My poor eye. And I try not to rub it, but sometimes it's easy. So yeah, this is just your light shining through. This is just more of you. And I love that that's simple, because I want to keep going. So let's get this last kind of blank space here in the story going. End of this time period. So into September, for some of you up to the 15th, okay? And we're going to get clarification. You got 2 queens up there, remember? Queen of the Darkwood Elves and the Elf Queen. Let's clarify these two beautiful ladies. The Queen of the Darkwood Elves is you channeling something very important and big for your mission, for the planet, for your part, right? It's time for you to really step into your part in the play, right? For me, mine is a musical. I don't know if that is for you, but I like to think of it as a musical, not just a play. It's a little more fun. There's roller skating. There's everything. A little bit of dancing, ballet. It's a whole multi-artisan kind of show. And then the Elf Queen is you shedding some burden, some responsibility that has felt so heavy that you just need to see it for what it really is and see it for it. It's fragile. It's already, because you've done, I want you to notice the difference between the two crowns. This is very solid. This is a very permanent energy. Okay, long lasting. I don't want to say permanent. Nothing's permanent, right? This is a very long lasting energy that you're bringing in that is going to be part of the foundation of your new life. Okay. And notice this. So this is very, very fragile. It looks like you could just touch one of these and it would just shatter. Like it looks like very fragile glass to me. With little glass flowers, and all you have to do is like shake your head a little bit and it'll all break apart. That's what's going on because you've done so much healing. This thing that you have felt is so heavy has already broken down a lot. So all you have to do is see that. All you have to do is be aware of that you've done all that work, and be aware that all you have to do is set the intention and let the rest of it go. You don't need a visualization necessarily. Those really help me. But whatever works for you, reach out to somebody, a healer that you know, or do your own thing, tune into your own. This is time for you to really start trusting your own intuition. This is how we find the real you, Cancer. Okay. When you start trusting yourself as your own guru. Okay. Not saying don't reach out. If you are pulled to reach out, please reach out to somebody. Okay. Because you're meant to, is what you're pulled to do. But don't do it because you're afraid to go in on your own, because you're afraid to do it by yourself, okay? Because you've got everything you need. You've got this ancient wisdom coming through, and masculine and feminine. You've got a very balanced, ancient connection, okay? The original, it's literally like the original Merlin and the original, like divine feminine, whatever she would be, very fairy godmother, but I feel like it's like Morgana, right? It would be Morgan Le Fay energy balancing the wizard. So because she was the sorceress, so that's what you have coming through. Just so much powerful magic that you have the ability to tap into. So let's get this last slot filled on let's clarify these two queens and give us kind of the last bit of this story. Perception. Okay, interesting. Yes, this divine feminine energy, you guys, this digestive upgrade is just, yeah, it's awesome. It's great. It's off the hook. Excuse me, Cancer. Let me stare at this with my one eye. It's interesting that I have this one watery eye, and here is a big blue eye. Synchronicity much? And so I like that. Okay, I already have a wrap-up card, which is nice. Perception. So let's look at this. The queens. Your perception. I think it's just confirming. Yeah, but we'll get more. Okay. It's just confirming that you're perceiving this burden as much bigger than it really is. And so once you've healed that, your whole perception of your whole mission is going to shift for you. It's going to be a really big, I don't have to say much about this because all I have to say is big shift. Okay. And you've got the 2 4s, you've got 2 5s in here. You've got a 6 and a 7. Yep. That's it. So you've got 2 4s, 2 5s, 6, 7. If you look at it that way, it is very positive forward movement, right? And you're building the foundation. That's why there's 2 4s. It's just confirming that that's what you're doing. You're going through big transformation. That's why the 5s, it's just confirming that that's what's going on. Okay. And then the 6, 7 are going to be a little bit easier, right? And it doesn't even necessarily is the ones in the cards, right? I'm just saying in general, those numbers are coming through. And so this, your whole perception. So I love this, like this ancient wisdom coming through. At first, you're going to feel like, oh, and it's okay. But at first you're going to think it's this ancient person. It's this guide coming through. And then you'll realize, oh my God, that's what Wendy was talking about. It's me. You can either think of it as your higher self, your soul. It doesn't feel soul, and whatever it feels like to you. I would say it's not, it's more higher self, more future self, more, highest self. Okay. And you're going to think of that as kind of an external thing coming to you. And then you're going to realize, and when you realize this, that's when you're going to really move through this story really fast. You're going to realize it's just you. Okay. It's you coming through to help you. And so you've got that at the beginning of this period, right? Which is going to start around the 12th. It might already have started for you. And you're going to end with this huge, huge shift in perception of your mission, of your life, of your relationships. Everything's just going to be really clear all of a sudden. Okay. And that's going to be amazing. And then you got this wrap up card, which I love. I didn't even do that on purpose. Love. Oh my gosh. Divine Feminine. Unconditional love is the divine feminine superpower. Okay. When you tap through, and that's why I love this heart and soul too, that came through, because you're really learning how to bring both, the divine feminine that can be warped, just like the divine masculine. We have both been completely twisted out of our natural blueprint, right? Divine feminine has become a submissive, kind of weakened victim energy, feminine. Okay. Whereas the masculine has become aggressive and controlling, and I don't think anybody could argue with that, right? I'm not wrong. And so what you're doing here too is really, as you are on this journey to find yourself, you are really learning how to bring the masculine and the feminine through your heart space, through unconditional love. Okay. So always, whenever you are in doubt, that, about a decision, maybe, in the moment, try to take a second and go into your heart, get out of the monkey mind and go into your heart and think, is this the right decision? Is this really coming from my heart? Or am I making a rash decision based on trauma, based on emotional response, based on my baggage? Okay. And that's going to be huge for you. And you're going to start doing that more and more, to the point where you're going to be doing it automatically. Your whole perception is going to change, right? And so you're going to be not even having to think about it. It's just going to happen. And you'll be living more from love, from unconditional love and your divine heart space. I think that's it. Oh, I do have one more. I'm going to pull a final message from your guides, because I have this beautiful deck, and I have linked it in the description box, made by a dear friend of mine, Anthea Spark. She's an amazing intuitive teacher, coach, leader, mentor, guru. And I love them because they're just simple messages, nothing complicated. And so I love using them at the end of my readings to just get a final message from your guides. So we're going to do that. They're beautiful. They're like recycled cardboard, and they're just lovely cards. And again, they're just really simple. And I love that. I've got so many decks that are so complicated. It's like, oh, just give me a simple deck. And this is exactly what I needed. And she has more than just this deck out there. She has made, I believe, 4 decks that are gorgeous. So if you go to the link, you'll be able to see all of them. So let's just get a final message for Cancer in their highest good from their team, please. A message for Cancer from their team. Look at that. My heart is my compass. Do you need any more confirmation on what you're doing here? You are learning to bring your divine masculine through your heart space. Okay. I feel like you've been doing a lot of work around the feminine, and the feminine is here, and we live here, right? She lives here. The masculine has a little more trouble staying down here. The masculine wants to be in the monkey mind. The masculine wants to be anywhere but in the heart. The masculine wants to be in the solar, where the ego lives, right? But you are learning to bring it through your heart more and more. And that is fucking beautiful, Cancer, okay? My heart is my compass. There you go. I hope this helps. I'm wrapping it up. I love you guys so much. Remember to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Please like, subscribe, share with anybody you think who might resonate with this. There is also a link in the description box of where to go to do your 13 If you like the idea of a 13 zodiac system and you want to see what how your chart would change, there is a website to do that. Now, it only gives you the actual chart. It doesn't explain anything. So I am planning on doing a video where if you don't know how, where I can talk you through how to find just those main four: sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I'm not an astrologer. I can't read the rest of the chart, but I can figure that much out. Okay. So if you need help with that, I am planning on doing that here in the near future, probably when I get these post Lionsgate readings done. But go do that. Go do your chart and see how your chart would change, and if it resonates more with you. It's not resonating with everybody, and that's okay. We're in a huge period of transition, right? It's not going to resonate with everybody. Some people are going to live another 100 years and still subscribe to that 12, because it's a process. Even if we're going back to the 13, and I'm not saying we are, I resonate with it. I feel like that's what we should be doing. But because we've been kind of squeezed into this 12 zodiac system box for so long, we resonate with it. A lot of people resonate with it. There goes my throat, which is always a sign of deep truth, you guys. And it's okay, because we're in this huge period of transition, and a lot of this stuff is going to take 100 years yet, okay, to really transition into the next phase fully, right? I do believe we're going to the 13, but what do I know? That could change tomorrow. I have no idea, but right now it resonates with me. If it resonates with you, go do your chart. All right. I will see you guys for the September-ish reading, right? After all of this stuff, after this beautiful story plays out for you, Cancer, you're just going to be really, really happy about everything that's going on. Don't be afraid of the work, right? Don't be afraid of shedding something big, because it's not as big as you think it is. Okay, because of all the work you've done, you've been whittling away at it, I promise. Okay, whether you think you have been or not. All right, you're doing great. All right, I have a cat and a dog. I have a dog sleeping in the hallway. All right, I love you, Cancer. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next month.